Welcome everybody to a look at the fifth film in the Universal Noir number 2 box set, and it is 1948's An Act of Murder, which is directed by Michael Gordon, who we've already talked about before. As when we were unboxing this box set, I noticed that he did a film called The Web, which was included in the Universal Noir number 1 box set. He also did A Woman in Hiding, which is a really rather excellent film noir. And this clocks in at 91 minutes long, and it is a full-blown film noir. You know, there's no other elements to it like we have had in the past couple of films. And it also stars Frederick March, who was in 7 Days in May and The Desperate Hours, as well as Edmund O'Brien, who I've seen in 18 films besides this one, in the likes of 7 Days in May alongside Frederick March, as well as Between Midnight and Dawn, Birdman of Alcatraz, and The Hitchhiker. So this is about a man who kills his terminally ill wife to prevent her further suffering. So yes, this film noir, quite frankly, feels way ahead of its time when it comes to addressing the subject of assisted suicide. But this wouldn't be as effective as it is if you didn't care for or believe in the relationship between the two leads, which thankfully isn't the case, as this film gives them plenty of characterization while they have a great deal of chemistry between one another. It's really good that the film takes its time to build up their relationship, because if it just pretty much threw you into the whole aspect of assisted suicide, you probably wouldn't really feel like it was done in a manner of, of care. Could have come across as an actual murder. But yeah, that's not the case with this. The cast as a whole is also really good. It is well paced, the plot is highly engrossing, the production is solid, it features some solid emotional weight, and the courtroom drama scenes, although decent, could at least have been a little bit more well thought out in some regards, and the ending could have been a little less rushed. But they're the only two real issues I have with this. And there's also an interesting piece of trivia with this film, because the courthouse that this film is set in for its courtroom drama scenes is a set that would later be used in the Back to the Future films. You know, the whole courtroom with the lightning striking the rod and stopping the clock and whatnot. Yeah, same courtroom that was featured in this film. So yeah, it's really interesting that they kept that set around for as long as they did, because Back to the Future films were out 37 years later after this or thereabouts. So good near 40 years. So really interesting fact that is. But yeah, on the whole, it is a really good film in its own right, and yeah, well worth seeing, especially if you're interested in films that were basically the first to deal with a certain subject, as I can't find any other films that deal with this subject as this does. And yeah, certainly there are even newer films that don't deal with it as well as this does. So it's had a 2013 restoration from the 2K scan. I do believe it is the same scan that had for the release of the Kino Lorber release, which I already had in a box set. So that's how I had originally already seen this film. It's got the original mono audio. It's got audio commentary with entertainment journalists Max Every and Brian Reisman from 2023. You got An Act of Marriage from 2023, clocking in at 15 minutes long. Writer Jill Blake discusses the lives and careers of real-life husband and wife Frederick March and Florence Eldridge, who co-starred in 7 future films, including this one. You've also got Welcome Home from 1945, clocking at 20 minutes long, which is a documentary short about returning soldiers following the end of World War II. Which is narrated by Frederick March himself. Got image gallery with all the promotional and publicity material for the film, new and improved English subtitles, and again, it is a UK premiere on Blu-ray. So, yeah, a solid 4 out of 5 for this film, which, tracks with the previous two, A Woman's Vengeance and Singapore. So, yeah, they're pretty much the 3 that have stood out in this box set so far in comparison to Lady on a Train and Time Out of Mind, which were decent, but they weren't quite film noir enough for me. They weren't enough in that genre for me to be really considered a film noir. Certainly not to the point to be included in a noir box set. But yeah, this film, Woman's Vengeance and Singapore, have definitely made this box set well worth owning. Obviously, I already had this film, but it's got more extras on it, and I prefer the way that they've presented this film physically. So, another great effort in this box set. So, we've got one more to go in the form of The Lady Gambles. And then, I'll round up my thoughts on this box set once we review that film. So, look forward to seeing that film and reviewing it. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.